Well, my name is Julio. I'm from Horse in Mexico, and I'm here with Mao and with Joseph, and we're just here to talk about the pre-conference workshop that we're gonna. Actually, we're delighted to go over there and share with all of with all of the EAHAE members. I just want to introduce briefly Mao and Joseph. I know them long time ago. Actually, I'm gonna keep his credentials for the corporate world for him. I just want to talk as a human, as a great heart, both of them. And we've been sharing some experience with the horses, without the horses. And actually, 4 or 5 years ago, if I don't remember bad, Mao was told me that he was writing a book, and I was just waiting for that book to release. He got a news for you today about the releasing of the book, and we start working with that workshop with the horses mainly 3 years ago. Perhaps we have some workshops already done with this model.
Model.
Uh, and when I spoke with Mao and I say, hey, I got the conference over there. Would you like to go and do the pre-conference? He just said, that's wonderful. I just want to go over there. And then I said, Joseph over there. He actually been with Jack Stewart. He went like 1 month ago with Jackie over there at Ohio. So that's it. I'm gonna let them walk us through what we'll be doing over there and sharing with you. Joseph?
Um, so I'm Joseph. I just recently started pursuing coaching leadership with horses and everything. I've worked with Julio a few times at his ranch, done a few workshops with him. And like he said, about a month ago, I did a weekend with Jackie Stewart in Ohio at Pebble Ranch. And that was a great experience. And then I was offered the great opportunity to come and uh, meet all you guys and be a part of this. And so I'm really looking forward to it and very excited and thankful that I get to do this.
I guess it's my turn, so I have to start saying that I know this guy even before he was born. He's my son, Clyde, and we're working together. Now he'll become our partner into this life adventure that we love, and helping people to grow and find themselves. I've been in the leadership business for over 25 years in the corporate area, working with a lot of the logical side of the business, the KPIs, the processes, the systems, the charts, everything that comes into your head that it makes just sense to have in a business. And then I start developing the emotional and tactical side. That's where the let concept or model became. Starts with the logic, then knowing the emotions, and finally creating the tactics around it. And that's where the book's about. The book's storytelling and how the past, the present, and the future are connected, and how to identify the moments and the sensations. And we've been creating this program assisted with the horses, and it has worked wonderful. We have seen, as you probably have seen with your um, trainings, we have seen miracles in front of horse, or horse creating miracles that we humans don't understand how that happen. We're just witnesses of that, and it's just incredible. Um, so we're very excited to work with you on those three silos that the humans have: the logic side, the unquestionable side, the ones that give us the comfort, the ones that create that need for protection and all that logic brings. But we cannot forget that we're emotional entities, and we feel, and we have our sensations even before the thoughts are created. We just don't give enough credit, or we don't give enough time to allow that to happen, to make that connection between the emotion and the logics. And the last part of this is the actions that we take, the plans that we do constantly, do they have a purpose? And when you create the difference between actions and tactics are basically the purpose that you have behind. And that's what the whole program goes through the day. We're going to work through the past and how we connect into the present and how the present can take us to the future, creating very nice exercises along the horses.
You want us to show you the kind of the
Guideline.
of the workshop? We have a document here, so we can share the screen.
Okay. So the workshop title is Let Your Story Happen, a transformational journey through the eyes of the horse. We're going to start with an opening circle. We're going to talk a little bit about the LED model, the power of storytelling behind it, understanding that we're not here to learn, but to remember who you are. Then the first 90 minutes, we're going to explore the past. We're going to start rewriting our narrative. Where I come from, logic and emotion as your personal leadership journey. So we will work with these two silos. The logic, what beliefs, what data, what messages form on the decisions that we have created in the past. And then the emotional silo, what brought fear, pride, shame, love, courage. And we'll talk about some other emotions that come with it. Then we're going to share that moment with, of course, with the horses, and we're going to go in pairs or triads to have a little exercise there. And we're going to try to understand what the actions and the tactics are and what they make a difference. Like what framework you have back then. How did the choices became? So basically, the theme of this first part is when we name it, we tame it. Then we're going to go into the present, the awareness of the storyline. You cannot create a new future without owning the present. So we need to own our present. We need to really understand the state of presence. And who better to teach us the state of presence than a horse? What's the storyline in your career, relationship, leadership? What's unresolved? What emotions are showing up in real time? And we're going to let that presence really sink in at that moment. The logic and the emotion, are their intention or are they aligned? And we'll have also, of course, an exercise with the horse. And the theme for this part is the body always keeps the score. The horse just reads the scorecard. Then we have our lunch. And after lunch, we're going to design what's coming next with tactics. Where do I go from here? Visualize a future that is not just possible, but probable. So we're going to design 3 tactical moves that align your logic, your emotion, and your actions. And we're going to use one of the prompts in the book that is the 3 tactical moves for the next 90 days. Does it make logical sense? Does it resonate emotionally? So at this moment, we're going to talk a lot about sensations. We're going to have to really deep into what are we feeling at the moment, what sensations that they're coming up. Are we having goosebumps? Are we having the butterflies on the belly? What kind of sensations are we going through this part? And then we're going to invite these tactical moves to go to do an exercise with the horse. And then we're going to close with integration. So we're going to ask the participants to name their past story, their current insight, and the next tactical move. We're going to leave the scorecards to write themselves. Dear future me, this is what I remember today. And that's going to be our workshop for the day.
So here's the thing. I haven't heard anything about the book. Do you? Go ahead.
So we're going to have, so the book is released in Europe on the 17th of this month, which is this Thursday. you guys can go to Amazon and find Let It Happen by Mau Espinosa. And it will be available. It's released this coming Thursday. In the US will be released until November. And then Mexico also in November, Mexico and some Latin American countries. So we're very excited about this book coming up. We have seen great things with all the workshops and the life experience that we have been able to provide to many people around the world, including Europe and North America, South America. We are thrilled. I am more than blessed to be able to share all these experiences and methodology with everybody. And we're open for questions, comments, critiques.
That sounds
anything.
great to me.
So I was gonna want to share something, for example, about the logic, what Mao was telling. No, we are so most of the time we humans use our actual logic for judging the past logic. I mean, a few years ago that was the logic, and then I took this decision. So we just go through life learning and perhaps growing as a person. And when we look back to those decisions, we judge them by the knowledge of today. So that's just a small example of this Let It Happen book. Walk us through. It's a personal journey of this guy over there. He wrote about the horses in his personal life and business life. So it's kind of amazing. And for me, it's like a dream come true for me to share with him and with all of you these pre-Copper's workshops.
Any questions?
May I just comment?
Yes, Jane.
I hope you can hear me. Sorry, I'm trying to recharge my iPhone.
You're
come on.
We can hear you.
Okay. So, estoy muy animada a escuchar de ellos en México, la verdad. I had a group, I'll speak for everyone. I had a group at our local equestrian center, which we're trying very hard to preserve space for horses in the middle of cities here in Northern California. I'm in the San Francisco East Bay. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, and I haven't really, I'm very new with EAHAE. I got certified with EGALA and then with EAHAE. I've been with horses my entire life, doing a lot of riding and competing in a lot of different disciplines. But in the last 20 years or so, I've been very much involved with organizations to support horses. Just saying that because, as I say, I'm new to EAHAE. I'm new to providing these services. And your program is number one, it sounds terrific. I love the, the asking people to go back in their past lives. And I love them owning to the today and going forward, because one of the biggest struggles I have is how do I give this program legs for people to take with them to really make changes in their lives going forward? And I'm curious, do you set this up, these workshops, to have people as a series, or is this a one and done?
Both.
Okay.
And let me go a little bit back. So there's a lot of I have my master's in leadership and change from the University of Oxford and HEC in Paris. I have a master's in negotiation from the Harvard University. There's a lot of logic in me about the business part and working with leaders from the logic standpoint. And that's where I started understanding what was happening with them in their brains. Everything, and it's not just leaders, I think humans in general. what gives comfort, what gives peace is the logic side, not the emotional side.
Mm.
And we're completely a mistake from that. But we go into the logic side because it just makes sense, right? And if it makes sense, then my emotions are wrong, which is completely the opposite of that. My emotions are right, and I need to refine my logic. And when I understand my emotion, question my emotions, but I reframe my logic, then the tactics, therefore the actions, they have a purpose. They make sense, whether it's in your personal life or it's in your business life. So we do a lot of these workshops, like the one we're going to show you, as the opening of um, creating change in an organization, in a family, in a person. We have done this with just one human. We have done it with 45 humans at the same time. No, there were 57.
57.
There were 57 leaders at the time.
Wow.
We have done it with 57. With the ones that we did 57, we do follow-ups on coaching sessions, some of them Zoom sessions. We're about to have them back at the ranch to do a follow-up. And there's things that we can teach you guys over there as far as, okay, we can film some parts. And then if you're going to have following session, let's say 4 months later or a year later, then you can bring one video and put it next to it. And you can see the reaction of the animals as the leader is working. Similar exercises, not the same. So the reading of the growth of the person is just out of this world.
That's fantastic. And I enjoy hearing it, the application, not just to the corporate world, but to personal change, to family change. It can be applied in so many ways.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, and I tell this in every organization I have gone. The organization is the result of the human's actions, not vice versa. So if we try to teach humans how to follow an idea of organization rather than understanding what the humans do, then the results are different. So for many, many years in the corporate world, logic has prevailed. But logic by itself, it just gives you 35% of the potential. That's all it gives you, 35%. It's not going to give you more. The moment you bring the emotional part, you understand that we all are humans. And before being logical and rational, we're emotional. We are born with emotions. We are not born with rationality. We learn the rationality later. So we need to understand that humans actually are more important than the corporations.
Wow, I love that.
There's no human, there's no corporation.
Right. We carry our humanity into the corporation. We are who we are. And I
Bingo.
can't agree more how it's not corporations just, I know I come back and I retired from corporate America in the retirement industry. So, and I never saw any use of these types of concepts to improve, you know, gosh, not just leadership, but all kinds of aspects of corporate, you know, goals. But I'm
Jane,
looking forward.
I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. I go against. But let me tell you something. This guy over here, he's the same. He decided to go to college. And then after one semester, he came and said, "That is not for me. This logical thing is not for me. I need to feel. I need to understand. I need to grow inside instead of growing up here. This is going to come later." And I said, "Okay, you're my guy. Let's start working on this." So even this new generation is struggling with this, honestly, archaic idea of logic than emotions. And
Yes.
so I think we're in a corner store in a, how I will call it, in a crossroads. I think we're in a crossroads where we need to understand where humanity is going with all these AI coming. AI is going to take care of all the logic. So who's going to take care of the people? people take care of people.
Mm.
So that's what all this is about. And if we can teach a lot of more trainers in the world how to bring this, and we'll be pleased and happy to help, assist, guide, do whatever it is that we need to do just to put that little piece of sand in the world that can make it a little bit different, right?
One world,
Absolutely.
one herd.
Yes.
That's all about.
Wow. Well, you're the right kind of rebel in my book anyway. So thank you for looking forward to reading your book.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you. Are you going to be in Germany?
I was really hoping to be, but my husband had a severe accident. So I'm a caregiver for the time being, but he's making great progress. So who knows, maybe things change and I can make it.
All right.
All right.
Anybody else have comment, Gerhard?
I think it somehow is connected with the second workshop we have during the conference. So the hero's journey is also about the same topics of personal development. And yeah, hopefully people sign up for both.
Miranda, Barbara, Meredith, Sylvie, any comments?
Hi guys. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Miranda.
I really I was listening and thinking a lot about the theme you are addressing, because we pointed it out for so often already, and I like the narrative of going backwards, what happened, and how the logic is telling you what to do in the presence, as you block the emotion. As I speak for myself at this moment, I very often block my emotion, and it's not going to work. It's not, so I'm just thinking. I'm not having a comment yet. So and it is, I'm not the only one. I am human, and I'm very high educated with logics. And I have two daughters, and the youngest right now, she just skipped her study because she said that this is so fundamental science, and I want to be with humans. So I want to go to an education, say, where she now is signing up for an education where she is studying common development. So how do you she's studying the things we now already see in the movements from what people are building. So there's now a science who is studying how grassroots organizations are organized. So I really am astonished, because the younger generation right now, they are more open to have emotions included. My daughters also always say to me, "Mom, you're just not this emotional as a parent as we are now as the younger generation." So it is. I come from the Western, or from Europe, and we were my parents were in World War II, so we had this whole kind of don't cry, come on, you have to go on, and so on. You have to be tough, and really logic. And I learned all the logic stuff. I learned how to prepare things and to be strategic. And And I'm a dreamer, so I'm a visionary. So I want to live, and I want to be with the nature, and I want to have this development. So I really am enthusiastic about what you prepare in these workshops, and especially with doing exercises with horses. Yeah, I'm coming to the conference, so I'm really now thinking about booking the pre-conference too. And I really like not only Julio but also Caroline and Sylvie to meet you all again, and all the people who are coming, and Gerard and so on. So it is. We did a lot of Zoom sessions for years now, and this meeting in real life with horses is always a very joy. So thank you, Mau, for preparing this all and bringing your son to and for Julio that you found each other and working on this. So another comment, you are just making me thinking about what is happening in my life right now. And as I said, I am not the only one. This is what is in my country is right now going on. Is these people who are just stuck in their head and preparing all kind of things for all of us. And we just we just want them to shut down and to listen to the hearts and the nature. So yeah, it's a very, very, very tough time. And perhaps your work is just at the right time. So thank you for presenting it.
Yeah, and it's time that we start listening to this generation. One of the logic things that we learn, our generation, your generation, my generation, most of our generations, is that we listen to the elder. And that's the logical part. But we live in the world to the next generation, not to the eldest generation. And if we don't listen to them, we don't work with them, we're living a world for the past, not the future. And that's part of this. We need to understand that the future is not ours, it's theirs. So we need to make sure that we leave something better for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Sylvie, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I also want to continue the observation of thinking of Miranda. I'm Canadian and I'm living in Africa since more than 21 years. I'm in Uganda, and I'm planning to come to my first conference. And when I was reading the text on the website about your content, I didn't really understand what it is. And then listening to you, as Miranda said, it touched me like a person, also like what's happening now in my coaching business and where I am in Africa and everything. And you really, yeah, it's very profound, very personal. And as Miranda said, you're touching so what's happening around the world now. And I should say, listening to you, I think I will book for your pre-conference, because not only for the client, but for me, where I am now. And I'm working with youth and discovering, I'm also new in our herd. And I found my path working with youth, working with women. I was in development sector for 20 years, so working with the more vulnerable people, not only financially, but also emotionally, and passing through crisis. And yeah, I believe that if I go deeper myself, like an example in our Oswin concept, and what are you presenting will help me to guiding and helping more these people that I want to reach. And it's not only Netherlands, it's over the world. And this part of East Africa where I am, the emotional part is very locked down. And this huge generation, what I read by my experience, is just they need a voice. They need that the older generation, let them have their voice. I have I have a small
We'll send you
question.
this guy to help you.
Yeah, please come to Uganda anytime. But also I have a question. We often talking that during our Zoom session about we have a fantastic approach. We know what the horse bring to us, but how to convince the clients coming. So I'm not working with corporate yet, but talking about often, you know, the people who make the decision or the, let's say, the older generation or the older maybe that kind of logic part like we grew up. How can you convince them to leave the boardroom and come with you, come to you, to the horse, talking about this emotion and very, I saw your presentation very personal. So how do you react to that?
Yeah. When there's the need of change in an organization, there's the need to listen, and there's the need to experiment and to be challenged. I like to challenge people. I like to go and say, like, okay, if you keep doing what you're doing, and this is not my words, you probably know who these words are. That's the definition of craziness. You're gonna get the same results. You have to do something different, right? You have to do something different, and you have to understand again where that comes from. Now, when I'm working with the corporate, and we can talk a little bit about this in Germany if you guys want to. I can add a little bit to this in the presentation. But you have to talk to them in logic, and then you have to let the logic connect to the emotion. So usually I create a couple of slides because that generation loves PowerPoint. So you create a PowerPoint presentation and you show them what are the charts, and you can put a little bit of arrows over there and some very nice figures. And then you show them that who makes that happen? Who's responsible? And you put the question, who's responsible for this arrow? Who's responsible for this chart? And they're going to start telling you first is the system, then is the process. Finally, when you start going like an onion, layer and layer and layer, they're going to tell you is Tom. Okay, now talk to me about Tom and what Tom does and how's Tom's life and what's happening with Tom. And then they understand that Tom is having issues, and that's why this chart is not moving. So I don't care how much incentives you're giving to Tom, because the financial motivation comes in sixth place. And I talk about the 10 most important motivations a human has in the book. And you're going to see that the money is number 6. So first is recognition. But recognition is not like, oh, you're doing a great job. No, recognition is, hey, buddy, look at me. What's happening with you?
Yep.
Why are you not performing? That's recognition, right? I'm recognizing you as a human, that you can have bad moments as well as good moments. But if I just recognize the good moments, I'm just recognizing 5% of your life. 95% of our lives as humans are not great. We're struggling with something. We're having an issue with somebody. We have, Jay was telling us, I'm a caregiver. She's struggling with her husband. Jürgen has his wife. And that creates an emotional break, a stop, that you cannot go as fast as you want. So the corporation, they has these throttles and brakes that are happening constantly, because people, each has a throttle, has a brake, right? Or has a rein, and you cannot be pulling the horse back and whipping him at the same time. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And corporations, that's what's happening in a corporation all the time. So how can we align of that? If we align, then we're agile. But if we don't align, and we don't align with process, we don't align with systems, we align with leadership. So
No, that's amazing.
I talk a lot, Sylvie. So that's that's what they laugh. It's probably a very simple question, and but you guys are going to
I'm the same. No, I'm the same. And I'm looking for your book and to meet you in person. And thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Silvio.
Caroline, it looks like you're up.
Yes, can I remember what I was going to say? There was something about the older generation. I think we have to watch that because if you look at the North American Indians, they do revere their old people for the wiseness. They're not expecting them to be productive. They understand that they've come to a path in their life where they could just sit and orate wiseness to them. Whereas if we continue the way we're continuing, it's all about production, and they'll have us all killed off when we're 70 because you've done your bit and you're a little bit in the way. So I think we have to probably watch out for that a little bit. But the younger generation coming through are able to say no, which is wonderful. They're much more, I mean, we were sitting in desks in rows, like Miranda was saying earlier, our parents were sort of wartime people, and we were very ordered in going to school and learning this and going to the class and being good and finishing your homework and everything. But it wasn't good. Nobody asked us how we were ever. So we have this whole generation of closed up people that are now spending the rest of their life trying to open themselves up. Whereas this generation seems to have come in much less compliant, which is a very good thing because they've got much more open attitude to new ideas and their own ideas, and not necessarily following somebody else's script.
Yes.
And the other thing that I find interesting about what you were saying is this slightly different look at it's the same recipe, but it's cooked a different way, in that we're looking at each individual as being a leader, if only of themselves. And until they've got that together, they can't possibly lead anybody else. And I was an army wife for 25 years, and it's a very different style of leadership that they have. And it's if we took the army, in fact, one of the most difficult groups, it didn't happen. I had a group that had signed up that was kind of middle management, full colonel down in the regiment, and they were going to come and do a day with me with horse-assisted education. And the week before, out of I think there were 8 of them, 5 of them phoned up with various excuses as to why they couldn't come. So they hadn't gone to their leader and said, oh, I can't come to this day. They'd come to me and said, I won't come, because they're thinking nobody will notice. So I said to the boss guy, it's kind of interesting that they feel they're part of a team, but they're not important. So if they don't come to this team building event, that it won't matter. So, that's quite a big, serious thing to be looking at. Anyway, they didn't come. But yeah, I think it's really important to understand that the emotional part of us is the basis of our leadership quality. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it, the idea.
I'm just going to add one thing to that one. The way I grew up, my mother used to tell me, those who want to enjoy this world, they must see, hear, and be quiet. So that's what she taught me when I was growing up. I tell this one, those who want to enjoy the world, they must see, hear, and challenge.
Yeah.
Don't be quiet, challenge. And I think that's a big difference.
Yes, I totally agree. I mean, having grown up that way, and if the challenge is in you, it pops out and wrecks your life. But you can't stop yourself being that challenger. It's going to happen. And the ensuing carnage is the lesson that you're here to get your head round, get your heart round, and find out that actually none of it matters in the end anyway. Let it all go, accept everything, forgive everyone everything, and love yourself. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak on the youth side of things, I guess. I definitely it's interesting talking to my friends and people my age, because we've all been told you need to go to college, you need to find a good job, and you just need to sit there. And yet all of us as kids, or at least with me and some of the people I've talked to, we watched our parents and we watched other adults, and we watched them go into work and work the 9 to 5 in an office, and never once has any of them ever come home with smiles or great stories or this joy or happiness. And when you ask people how they are nowadays, the first thing they're going to answer with is, oh, work's good, or everything revolves around work and a job. And it's like, no, I'm asking, how are you? I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know if you're happy, if you're sad. I want to know who you are. I don't want to know what you're doing for work or for money. That's not who you are. I want to see more than that. And it's all this feeling that we have to search for. And a lot of people are trying to go out and reconnect with nature. And the big thing of why reconnecting with nature and animals is so important is because it is a feeling. You're not looking at nature or connecting with an animal or a person being like, logical. You're looking at these things that just came into being and have found a life through nothing but feeling, and are just there in the present. They're just growing. And it's this beautiful consensus of nature that's not being held back or being bound by all these rules and work of, hey, I'm going to see you in the office 8 a.m. sharp. It's the sun's out, let me make food now. Let me go, all this beautiful things. And that's why reconnecting with nature and with the horses, it's feeling. And that's what we are. We're feeling. And this work takes it out of us. The simple block buildings are taken out of us. That's why we go and visit things where you can see these little tiny scratches of fine detail, because people put feeling into it. There's so much more. And the more I talk to people, the more I realize, like, they're going out to nature to find this thing that's lacking in city life and common life that we've been told is the right way to live. And it's like, I don't think that is. If it was the right way to live, why am I going out searching for more and finding more myself when I connect with a horse, or when I simply sit against a tree? It's that feeling and being symbiotic with other living things. And we need to become more symbiotic with other humans, because there's so many things that build a distance, like cubicles. And I just want to break those down, and I want to see more people break down those cubicles and just become symbiotic with each other.
How many times do you ask people of my age, how are you? And when you explain to them actually what it is that you're asking them, they're kind of confused, like they've never gone in there before. It's kind of embarrassing for them.
Yeah.
Your age group, not so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no.
my age group, when I ask my friends, like, yeah, how are you? Same question, and they give me that answer, I'm like, but how are you? And I just said, yeah, but how are you? Tell me that one then. And yeah, it's a big step. That is the huge step from this way that we've grown up to then going, oh, you mean the answer's in here, not out there? Whoa.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew? And that it's funny. Well, everything's funny.
Yeah.
Everything's funny.
Everything's funny.
Yesterday, I was telling the group here, every obstacle that we face, every adversity that we face, because we face them, we live them, we have them. We have two options. Either you make a drama out of it, or you make a comedy out of it. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Face it. I like comedy.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Yeah. There's only one correct answer.
Yeah, exactly.
However, you see a lot of drama out there.
Which
even
is
in
funny.
the even in the most simple things, you see drama. Just make a comedy. Just make a comedy.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. So that's the case. The three of us gonna be over there. We'd love to see you in the pre-conference workshop, and really thank you for the time, Gerhard, and for everyone showing up. So I send hug and kisses for everyone, and if you want, you have our email, so you can write something or whatever. I'll be pleased. We'll be pleased.
Yeah, that was really great. So amazing workshop. And yeah, just send me your information. I put it to the email. And of course, we will publish this video so that people can watch it and decide to come
Yeah.
to the conference.
The website of the book is letithappen.net. Letithappen.net. And it's already up there, and there's the links to buy the books in there. And we will be happy to see you guys and share our personal stories from past, present, and hopefully future, what we're building and where we want to go. And hopefully you can join in that journey of this comedy of life that we're creating.
Great.
Okay.
Great,
Looking
guys.
forward to it.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
See you in
you.
Germany.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Germany.
Bye.
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 Much love.
Bye.